Sup, y'all? Thanks for watching another video. Just want to quickly apologize for the low quality both in the video and audio. It was kind of like a last second plan. It was really late for me when we recorded, but I promise you that the content won't reflect that. It was really, really fun recording this episode with Julio, and he'll definitely come back for more. Yeah, other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get right into it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's a special video with a special guest. I'll let him introduce himself right now, but just know that to me, this is one of my favorite episodes. Well, it's probably not good to say that now, but fuck it. I already said it. It's one of my favorite episodes with one of my favorite guests, Julio. El Ague.
¿Qué hay, mi gente? Man, this is a long story. This should be very interesting. Yo conozco a David desde 2018, ¿verdad? Que fue cuando nos mudamos para allá para Inglaterra.
It's a taster trip.
Yeah, taster trip in Julio. We went over there, studied together. Me crié en Puerto Rico hasta los 17 años. Nací allá, me crié allá. Y de alguna manera u otra terminé con este loco allá y yeah, man, we just made a story and here we are.
Yeah, duro. And as you guys can probably see, we repping special episode today. Today you're gonna guys get a lot of Puerto Rican Spanish, Boricua Spanish, well Espanglish, so it's a bit different than Ruben's Mexican Spanish. Then and we have the Cuban Adrian's Cuban Spanish was it's gonna be very similar, but you'll see. And first things first. Who are you? Where did you grow up? And how was your childhood in PR? And how is it different than someone else's childhood, let's just say in the United States?
Okay, that's a good question. So, el nombre completo es Julio Luis. Ese es mi segundo nombre, Castro Nieves. Ese es el nombre de mis papás. Me crié allá, nací allá el 27 de octubre del 2000 en Puerto Rico. Me crié en Humacao. My family lives in, para esos que son de Puerto Rico y saben, ¿cómo se llama? Palmas del Mar. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, pero Cosculluela, rapero, el vive por ahí. So, yo me crié por allá, el Prince, yo me crié por allá por Humacao y después terminé en San Juan, estudié allá hasta los 17 y por ahí para abajo seguí con este loco para allá para Inglaterra, hice mi maestría allá, bachillerato allá. En cuestión de la niñez, ¿qué te separa a ti o qué me separa a mí sobre una niñez de un estadounidense o un gringo, como le dirían aquí? I'd say, man, growing up with it, I was raised by a single mom. Well, like my dad was around, but my parents were divorced, so I grew up with my mom. She's the one that raised me. So imagínate tú tener una latina encima tuyo con las actitudes de muchacho. Tú no, I was in a very tight knit. So criándose con eso, tú sabes. I guess you get a lot of experiences, or adult experiences from a very young age. Um, tú empezabas a crecer con una madurez diferente. Por lo menos eso fue lo que pasó conmigo. Y más estando en Puerto Rico, la gente allá obviamente tú ves a todo el mundo crecer. I guess kind of in a similar way too. It's fairly common, or at least where I was growing up, ver, ser el hombre de la casa a una temprana edad, vamos a ponerlo así.
Okay.
So yo aprendí a cuidarme desde una temprana edad. Tú sabes, mamá, ella trabajaba y después se iba a estudiar, a hacer sus cosas y yo estaba que a los 15, 14 años ya estaba cocinando, aprendiendo a cuidar la casa solo. Que fueron cosas que me bregaron para mí cuando me terminé mudando para allá, ¿me entiendes? Pues yo me terminé mudando para allá cuando tenía 17. Así que eso me dieron un montón de experiencias que, pues, tú sabes.
Okay. Well, that was my next question, which you already kind of answered a bit there. But what were you like as a kid, and were you similar or different than the other kids growing up around you?
I'd say I was pretty different. Yo aunque, ¿verdad? No estoy diciendo que los demás niños tuvieron una niñez no feliz, pero
Claro.
you could tell I was one of those kids that adults be liked having around.
Mm,
Siempre yo tenía una energía positiva. Por ejemplo, cuando era más chiquito y mamá me tenía que dejar en casa de alguien para que me cuidaran, todo el mundo me quería cuidar. I was one of those kids that everybody wanted to look after. Not because I was, I was, I guess, like the perfect kid, but more like, tú sabes, era easy going, me llevaba bien con todo el mundo, respetaba a todo el mundo, que fue lo que más siempre me crió. O tried teaching me from a very young age. Era
claro.
un niño muy feliz. Mi infancia fue, I don't think I could have asked for a better, like, childhood. Este, tuve mi experiencia, viajé por el mundo, fui a Estados Unidos, fui a varios países cuando era niño también, pero definitivamente un niño bien feliz. Eso sí te lo puedo decir.
Chévere, chévere. What sports and hobbies were you into growing up?
So, oh, that's a good question. So, when I was a kid, yo no sabía que era, ¿verdad? Mis papás me querían meter en un deporte, pero they didn't really know exactly what sport they really wanted me to play. My dad was in the Coast Guard. There's a fort in PR, which is called Fort Buchanan. Ahí fue donde yo empecé a estudiar.
Mm,
Yo hice mi kinder a tercer grado, lo hice ahí. And they would have these like events for the kids after school, like sports events, and I ended up trying. I think it was baseball, which I sucked at. Yo jugaba shortstop, lo que juega al indoor.
yeah.
Yeah, I played shortstop when I was a kid, and then my parents realized, and everybody kind of found out that like I really like to run a lot. I would always be running all the time, and I wanted to be like the
Como
fastest kid.
Forrest Gump.
Hey, yeah, yeah, the Forrest Gump. I was fucking running all over the fucking place. Tú sabes, y no sé, como por alguna razón u otra me gustó mucho correr, and then they saw soccer, and that's when I got into soccer. I got into football, y fue en Fort Buchanan que empecé a jugar béisbol y perdón, soccer, y por ahí para abajo lo seguí. So
Okay.
I'd say, yeah. I mean, I watch baseball to this day. I just
Hmm.
terrible at it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was your first memory playing soccer?
First memory playing soccer. Christ. I'd say probably era en Fort Buchanan. Fue el primer gol que metí. I mean, to this day, I don't even know how that ball went in. No fue un golazo ni nada. Eso fue un puntazo ahí de media cancha que lo metí. Because remember, like, when you're a kid,
or
the pitches aren't really that big. They're,
nah, yeah.
So, terminé metiendo un puntazo y yo creo que era una nena la que estaba de portero. And I think that ball ended up like running right through her legs, or I think she was talking to her mom or some stupid shit like that. She wasn't even
Yeah.
looking at the game, and then the ball went in, and that's
Imagínate.
my first. I remember that goal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that your first? So, would you say that was also your first positive experience with the game?
yeah, 100%, 100%.
Okay.
I think I
What
was
was
like maybe 5 or 6 when that happened.
Coño. And what was? Do you remember what you felt after scoring that first goal,
Uh,
or what you did?
I mean, I remember my parents cheering me on. That's for sure.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even know what to do. I think I went over to my dad or my mom. Like people were celebrating, but I didn't really know what was going
You
on.
just went over and you're just like, "What's up?"
Yeah, nah, I just gave my dad and my mom a hug, and they were just like so proud of me, and I didn't even know like why. I was just like, yo, I just kicked the ball, and stupid shit happened. But yeah,
Okay. And then what type of music did you grow up listening to, and has it changed to since now?
oh, it's changed 100%. So my dad used to be él tocaba bajo. So he was
Ooh.
a bass player when he was in high school. This guy had a mullet. He's bald now, but he had a mullet and he used to play heavy metal.
Uh,
Uh, and then, obviamente, cuando mis papás estaban juntos, él siempre tocaba eso y siempre ponía eso en el carro. And for a time, I listened to it when I was young, and then as I started growing up, high school, all that stuff, I got into hip hop. You know that age in between 2013, 2016, the biggest bangers dropped, Lil
yeah.
Uzi,
Yeah, yeah.
Views, all that stuff. So I was into that. Y seguí con esa corriente por que como hasta cuando estaba en Inglaterra, escuchaba hip hop.
Or
And then cuando me mudé para acá, I just went full heavy metal again. I'm probably gonna get to like 150,000 minutes worth of Spotify this year just listening to heavy metal and stuff like that.
diablos,
I picked
cabrón.
up the guitar too because of it.
Uh-huh.
So
I
yeah.
remember, I remember in uni, because for you guys that don't know, in uni, Julio and I, we lived for that first year. We lived, when you basically in the same. What would you call it? How would you describe it?
Bro, like
Flat,
literally the
flat. Would
same
you?
flat. I guess. I mean, it was more of an apartment, really. Like you were next
Or
door. Tú estabas ahí al lado mío, ¿me entiendes?
claro, sí, sí, sí. We were basically. It was a. See, a flat. We had all shared kitchen, but it was shared between Julio, me, two girls, and Lucy, Emily. Technical difficulty.
Jesus. Anyways, yeah, Elliot. Yeah, we
Elliot.
lived
So
with
we lived
Elliot.
with Lucy, Emily, and Elliot, and we all shared the same flat. Julio was right next to me, and so yeah, we shared a wall. I also shared a wall with Elliot. That that was fun. Um, Cabrón, habla tú.
Damn, where do I even pick up? Ya lo mano, lo primero que hicimos esa semana cuando nos mudamos. You remember?
Chacho, sí.
I was freshman
Nuclear
week.
week.
Yeah,
Nuclear
nuclear
week.
week. I'll never forget that week, man. Cause when I was growing up, like, obviamente cuando me estaba criando con mamá, you know, she was tight knit, so yo no salía mucho.
Mm.
Y entonces, eso fue una de las razones por la cual terminé yéndome a Inglaterra, because I just wanted to live by myself. I wanted to do things by myself. Y esa primera semana fue la semana que yo creo que yo nunca había bebido tanto en mi vida hasta que llegué a esa
Yo
semana.
tampoco.
That week was disgusting, bro. I remember and little did we know we would essentially keep that routine going for a while. I mean, we would show up to practice after that. I don't even know how, just after the
Nah,
Red Bull
yeah.
vodkas and all that stuff.
Yeah. We had class, like, yeah, that first week. La música. So we shared a wall, and obviously, also, just like being in the kitchen, we always had a speaker. And so I remember especially that first year, I'd say it was mainly Lil Uzi bumping, a lot of Fetty Wap,
Nav.
Nav, and then that was when Ozuna was obviously at his peak and Bad Bunny was just on the rise. So yeah, I remember that phase of the like rap phase, Trippy Red, X. We actually
X, we were
we
always
bonded
X.
we bonded on X with
Yeah.
X because I remember like I don't know how it got brought up, but we just started talking about
Either of us, we must have been listening to Jocelyn Flores.
yeah, something like that. And then you're like, oh, you like X? And I literally showed my wallpaper, and I had X as my wallpaper, and I was like, yeah.
We went. Well, was it you or no? We both went for
We both
Halloween.
went. We
Yeah,
yeah, just yeah,
we put the
Halloween.
17 up
The
there.
17 when we went as
Yeah.
X. Nobody understood our costumes.
No.
They thought we were trying to be like I don't know, like maleanteros,
Gangsters
¿sabes?
out there,
Yeah. But diablo, man.
Damn, that's a hell of a.
¿Qué mamones son? No, es que now that I think about it, nah, that's pretty cringe. I can't lie. Going as X.
Oh yeah, bueno, 100%. Bro, yo me terminé pintando las fucking uñas pa
Ay, Dios mío. Yo
like I
también.
remember that shit, and then I was like, yo, like I be looking at the pictures a veces y estoy como que, ya lo mano, que carajo me pasó a mí por
Sí,
la
pero
cabeza.
a la misma vez, I think that everyone goes through some sort of phase like that where they're just como flow experimental.
Yeah.
No, pero.
I mean, I was 17, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even turn 18. I turned 18 over there. Fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I remember you had your 18th birthday, and I have a picture of it. No. That was Kuda. It was Kuda. It was Kuda.
I had to carry my ass back home.
Was that the night that you tried to fight Was that the night you tried to fight the how do you say
Was
that?
it the bouncer?
Bouncer. Was that the night you tried to fight the bouncer?
I'm
I
guessing
think
so.
so.
I mean, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think
I don't
that.
remember
Yeah, I think
anything
it was
about
your
my
birth.
18th
Yeah, yeah, it
birthday.
was your birthday, and I remember we were like trying to get you out, and then as we were kind of dragging you out, you started trying to fight the bouncer because the bouncer was the one that came up to you and said you were too drunk. And then we were like, at that point, we saw you too, and we're like, yeah,
We
what's
gotta
our
get this guy
defense gonna
on.
be in court? You know what I mean? This guy's drooling on himself. So
I don't remember that.
we started carrying you out. Qué sé yo, y tú como, qué es esto, lo otro. Al bouncer ese. Y yo, diablo, mano. You're gonna get us all of our asses kicked because because your big mouth. Shut the fuck up. Let's get home.
Oh, dude, that's embarrassing. I verdaderamente yo ni me recuerdo nada de eso. Like I remember the picture. I remember us going downstairs. There was this like hippie like bus. You know that bus that people like.
Sí, sí, sí,
I
yeah,
remember that
that was.
bus. And then after
So,
that,
sí,
just
sí,
dead.
some dirty stuff went on in that esa guagua. Ay,
I
a
don't remember.
diablo.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't. No, you were there when Lucy. We were sitting in the bus,
I
and
remember that.
Lucy, she just became a stripper out of nowhere,
I remember that.
and we were like, "What the?" We're just like, "What is going on?"
Yo perdí la visión mía, bro. I was going fucking blind. I did not need to see that shit.
Acho.
Y de las últimas personas que quiero ver yo a tripear a alguien es fucking Lucy, bro. That shit was disgusting, man. Like, I'm
Nah,
good.
nah, man. We can't be.
We can't be talking about that, bro.
No, no. This is going on the internet, bro.
Dude,
Are we gonna have to cut twice?
I mean, we'll try to keep it. Bueno, carajo, ya.
Diablo, que se joda. Okay. Uni life. Talk to me. How was your experience in uni in England?
I mean, it was one hell of a roller coaster. I'll tell you
Mm.
that. Especialmente yo yendo allá a los 17. You know, yeah, I can take care of myself. I can do this, that, and the third. But I was like, if you look at the pool de la gente que había ahí, había gente que tenían 23, 20. I mean, fucking Manny. Manny was like 24. This guy was old. You know, so I'm not going up against, but I'm lined up with people who have more experience, life experience in a way. So I
Mm.
didn't really know a lot, I guess, about a lot of things. You know, taking care of myself, prioritizing like my things, friendships, relationships, all that stuff. That
Mm.
was entirely new to me, which is something that I did find out and find a way to navigate when I was over there. Again,
Mm.
I went over there when I was 17. Y yo pienso que todas las experiencias que tuve allá have definitely played a role, if not shaped, the man who I am today. Um, I'd say probably one of the biggest strengths was dealing with stuff by myself. Tú sabes, al final del día, when you get out of college and you start working and you do, you know, you're not gonna have people aren't gonna be there all the time. Y
Claro.
eso fue algo que definitivamente aprendí allá durante los 4 años. Fue, just genuinely take care of myself, both physically, mentally, every time. So, you know,
Are
it
you
was one hell of an experience. I'll give you that.
are you glad you went to England for your uni?
I am because the experiences and the events that happened over there would have not happened any other place.
That was my next couple of questions, but yeah, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, and if those events hadn't happened, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Mm.
So, yeah, en otras palabras, I'm pretty happy que fui a Inglaterra. El hombre que
Okay.
soy hoy es gracias a todas las cosas que pasaron por allá.
Okay, claro. And what were some culture shocks that you experienced?
Definitely the food. Food's garbage. Uh,
A
the
fuego, cabrón.
Yeah, brother, la comida allá horrible. Like, yo me recuerdo la primera vez que mi familia me fue a visitar allá, lo primero que me trajeron fue un pote de Goya.
Mm.
Y, bueno, papá fue el que me fue a visitar. Me trajo Goya y todos los sazones de Puerto Rico,
Yo me acuerdo.
sofrito, todo, because they don't have that over there.
Mm.
So, tú sabes, la comida definitivamente fue una de las cosas que más me impactó. Um, and how, I guess the drinking culture in a way, porque obviamente nosotros bebemos en PR, ¿me entiendes? Pero sabemos beber o nos mantenemos a un nivel que I guess que es respetable, ¿me entiendes? Like
Mm-hmm.
people can get trashed in PR. We do it all the time. But you won't see the wild stuff that was going on over there. People just puking all over the place. We don't do
Life
that.
after hours, yeah, like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. Like,
yeah.
obviamente en PR empezaba a beber desde bien temprano, which is, I guess, like, a difference. Porque los
Mm.
gringos, por lo menos yo no, ¿verdad? Yo no sé cómo es allá, pero tú sabes, uno empezaba a beber aquí súper temprano. Yo tenía
I
amistades mías que estaban bebiendo a los 13.
yeah, I think the difference is in PR, like you said, everyone. But when you, I think in PR, when you start drinking for the first time at a young age, you're drinking with your family. It's
Right.
like it's accepted throughout the family. Here in England, definitely there's a drinking culture, but I do think that the first time you drink, you're not with your family. It's with your friends, and you're como like
You
you're
don't know.
sneaking out, and you're doing it to be cool and whatever. There's no controlled environment, and I think that kind of, as you know, later once you get older, that reflects in the drinking habits between the two places.
And that's what you were like. I guess like what I was trying to get at is more the fact that you know, con tu familia en PR, they're actually the ones who give it to you.
Claro.
Y ahí es porque tú empiezas a aprender poco a poco cómo, ¿verdad? Cómo es que brega la cosa. Mientras
Mm-hmm.
que allá esa gente, I mean, all you know, I mean, like, ¿tú te recuerdas cuánta gente nosotros vimos de los gringos allá? They were just dropping out in the first semester because they were just going
Her,
apeshit all the time, and it was because of
her.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, fue una locura. What were talking about like the differences? What were some of the differences? Because I think I know this answer for you. What were things that were some things that were different that you started doing when you were over there? For example, like a culture shock, como un costumbre ahí que you thought at the beginning you're like, coño, this is different, pero and then you found yourself doing it.
That's a good question, because, tú sabes lo que dicen, ¿verdad? Que una vez que tú creas una costumbre, no te das ni cuenta de que la
Claro.
estás haciendo hasta que, like, somebody just, like, points it out.
Uh huh.
So I'm thinking out here, it's something different that I ended up doing over there.
Maybe you still do it to this day that you brought back.
Diablo. Dame un ejemplo.
Yo, por ejemplo, well, this is a bad example, but I say in it all the time, without even noticing,
Okay, okay.
without wanting to. I just say I'm always saying in it, and I would say in it even when I was back in the States. But I'm talking more like for me when I think about you, I remember.
See, that's the thing, like, you'll point it out, like, you'll see it,
Yeah,
porque obviamente tú me viste a mí, like, pero a veces las costumbres yo como que,
claro,
like,
cabrón.
como que no.
Yo, to you, I would say shit like, especially by that third year, you would, in my opinion, I remember that first year when we would go drink, it was to drink to go to war. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We were drinking to go to war. Especially by that third year, that fourth year, you started going to, like you said, you started going to the bar alone, and you
Yeah.
started enjoying a nice pint. You know what I mean? And I remember thinking like, diablo, pero este cabrón, he's converted into este cabrón inglés, ¿me entiendes? Como
Yeah.
bien inglés.
That's 100%. Yo me recuerdo que, like, yo me sentaba a ver los juegos. A veces cuando daban los juegos en las barras, like, what was it? I think it was Keystones, right?
Keystones, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So a veces yo me sentaba ahí como un fucking viejo a ver un juego with a pint in my hand. And I would never do that back home. Like, yo nunca haría eso.
Uh-huh.
Y a veces salía hasta para meterme en las barras, like, just solo queuing bars, just to see
Yeah.
what would happen. That's something that definitivamente se quedó conmigo. I mean, I've done it here in Orlando a couple of times. Been all right. Definitely not the same, but
T- Tell me your craziest or your most fun experience solo queuing in York.
in New York,
Going out, have you ever had experience where you did that, you just wanted to go out by yourself and then you ended up in a group or in a club with some strangers?
Yeah. So that was the last summer. So the last summer that I was over there, I was single, and I remember I was I was working with this guy. I don't know if you know him, Mo, or have heard of him. The guy with curly hair. He runs a restaurant over there.
Ah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, I remember seeing him.
I just ended up going by myself. I didn't know he was gonna be there. I ended up going by myself. I ended up going out with him. I met with him over there. As soon as he saw me, I was like, "Oh shit, like you're around." So we ended up linking up together. Like I think it was at Voodoo, and then we ended up going. And I still don't remember how we ended up there, but somehow we stepped out of the club. We were both wasted. Stepped out of the club. A couple of hours go by. There's like a blackout period between there, and for some reason, I end up being in Leeds. I
I
end up
knew you were gonna, as you were like describing the story, I was thinking to myself, if he says he's gonna end up in Leeds, he's pretty.
That's exactly what I ended up being in Leeds, bro. Sun's coming out. You remember those days where we ended up going to the back room? Just like that.
Diablo, diablo.
Just like that.
Mano,
Sun's coming
sí.
out. It's 7 in the morning. I'm like,
Cabrón
fuck,
con
like, dude,
Junior.
how long have we been out here? And it was meant to be like a 2 hour type thing, like maybe
Yeah.
3 hours. Because Voodoo, all those places they end up closing at 4,
Yeah,
pero tú
yeah,
sales tarde. Like, tú sales como a
yeah.
las 12, 1.
Sí, sí,
So
sí,
terminé
sí.
ahí, no sé ni cómo diablo. And then I ended up coming back home same day, being out of
Diablo,
commission for the
mano.
next 3 days, and God knows. I mean, dude, I woke up with messages from people I didn't even fucking know. Like, but
what did you go out in Leeds when you were there?
¿a dónde fuimos?
What did you go? Yeah, did you go out like?
Yeah, yeah. We ended up that strip where the back room was. There's like a
Ah,
little
sí, 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 sí.
strip. So terminamos por ahí. No me recuerdo el nombre de la barra, but we ended up over there. And
Al
I have a couple of
garete.
videos too.
Diablo, mano. That you just brought me back memories of the back room and our last weekend, the last hoorah, the last dance.
I remember that. I remember. It was
You
meant to
tell,
be a one night thing. It was
you
meant to
tell
be
the
a one
story.
night.
Tell the story.
Dude, it was meant to be a one night thing. Whose idea was that? Was that your idea?
Yeah, I think. I think it was between either Junior and me.
Estos dos morones, fucking Junior y David, dicen, vamos a terminar saliendo. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Keep in mind, I haven't been out with these guys in a minute. Pero yo estaba bregando ahí con otras cosas y pues no estaba saliendo mucho. Pero para ese tiempo estaba soltero. David me llama y me dice, vamos a salir. Ok, chévere, vamos a empezar a salir. And I think we were pre-gaming at yours, right? Was it there?
Sí,
And we were
sí, sí,
pre-gaming at
claro.
your apartment. And I don't know who came up with it, but it's like, oh, let's go to Leeds.
Ah,
Ah,
fui yo.
de lo más,
Obligado,
100% fue
obligado
todo.
fui yo because if it's in the moment plans, it's always me.
Y chequeamos los tickets son 15 pesos.
Diablo, sí, that was.
15
No,
pesos.
no, no, cabrón, no, no, no. What am I thinking of? We got a hotel. I'm talking about we got a hotel. No, I'm talking about that one. And
You're talking about that. Oh, you're
our
talking about
last
that
tour
one.
of the last dance.
Okay, yeah. So, no,
We
this
got.
was already planned. Ya esto estaba planeado. Nos íbamos a quedar en un hotel. Rentamos el hotel. Llegamos at least we got over to Leeds at like probably in the afternoon, and we're just
Uh-huh.
trying to like figure out what we were doing. Junior, este bobo va y compra la primera botella de Hennessy. We're like, dude, like we're meant to like we got a train to catch at 7. Keep in mind, we have a train to catch at 7 in the morning.
Diablo, sí. I don't even
Yeah.
know why we got trained the next so early. Ah, por a
Bueno,
las
yo creo que
7. No, a las 7 no, como a la 11 o a las
era a las
12.
11. Bueno, imagínate, a las
Cabrón,
11 de la
porque
mañana.
if we're leaving the club at 6, how are we gonna get a train at 7? Because the back room closed at 6.
Yeah, I remember that. So, este loco viene y compra la primera botella, empezamos a salir, que si esto, si lo otro, and we ended up in the back. Was it a Friday? It must have been a Friday, because that's when they had
Sí.
Friday or Saturday, one of those. They had
No, it was a
the,
Friday because you guys remember the second night we'll get into the story more, but the second night you and Junior went out alone, and then you guys came.
Oh my God.
Then you guys came home early.
Yeah.
Y yo, cabrón, pero qué carajo.
No, this guy was maneuvering, and we walked in.
Ven ahí. What's about time? Do the from.
Pero sí, terminamos ahí. Y este loco conoce esta cocola que vive por allá. And somehow a one night hotel ended up becoming a 3 day stay in Leeds. And I remember the zip code. I think it was like LS11 or something like that. That's where we were at.
The ends.
In the end, terminamos haciendo compra y nos quedamos en la casa de esta tipa por como 3 días. And we just kept going
Hey.
out and going out.
And we just kept going to the corner store with Boss Man. Wait, Boss Man, I beg you, give me a pizza.
I remember the boss.
And there was bullet holes. There was bullet holes in the glass.
Dude, we were definitely in some sketchy ass place.
Hey,
I remember I
hey.
have a vivid memory of that place. Me recuerdo, eran como las 6 de la mañana. Y no sé si era la segunda noche o la primera noche que estábamos volviendo. Sun's coming out. And I'm just out there just watching the sun come out. I'm taking a fat piss outside.
No, that was the.
That was in that chick's backyard, bro.
Yeah. Dude, I was cooking for the whole family. It was all bad.
I remember that. Diablo, eso fue que hicimos la compra.
Sí.
Yeah, we did a whole shop and this guy was chefing everybody else.
We're watching some random game, like celebrity game on the TV.
Yeah.
We watched a movie.
No,
Diablo, mano, that was such a
5-star hotel, bro. Like,
weird. ¿Te acuerdas when we were, cabrón, when we were in the living room and she made us everyone coffee the next morning?
And the first thing that Junior drinks is a shot of Henny too with the coffee. I'm like, Junior, bro, like, what are you doing?
Well, with the coffee was so bad, and we all drank at the same time, and we just keeping eye contact.
Terrible,
dude. And Junior and I were like, "Ooh, wow, that's good."
Yeah, great coffee, girl. Great coffee. I think I ended up going to the bathroom like within the hour, man. Like,
yeah.
Within the hour, I was already struggling. Yo tengo una foto. There's a picture. There's an iconic picture. It's scrambled eggs. And I think it was either you or Junior who put hot sauce over the eggs, and then there's the bottle of Hennessy, just a half empty.
Yeah.
Right there. That picture always pops up during this time. I'm just like, wow, man. Like, how did we end up?
It was basically, so we went out on the Friday. We went to this kind of club called the Back Room, which when you walk in, the first kind of part is like hip hop. And then there's a back room, which is like reggaeton, basically all like Latin music. So we're there. I don't even know how I met this girl. And then
I think she came up to you, actually.
Yeah, probably. And then next thing you know, I forgot how she convinced me to get in the cab, but she was just saying, "Oh, like, can you walk me home? Can you?" And I was like, "Oh, let me just be a nice guy and walk her home." And te acuerdas que she was saying, and I was like, "How far away is your house?" She was like, "Oh, it's a 5-minute walk." Y yo, coño, okay. And then next thing you know, she's calling a cab. She's flying down a cab, and I'm just like, "Well, 5-minute walk. Can we just walk there?" She was like, "No. It's faster in the cab." And at that point, obviously, I was, in on Mars.
Que sea lo que Dios quiera.
So I got in the cab. Next thing you know, we're on the highway. And we're on the highway 20 minutes in, and that's when I send a voice message to Julio and Junior in the group chat diciendo, coño, estoy jodido. I don't know where I'm going right now. I don't know where she's taking us, but it was a pleasure knowing you boys. Always remember me from when I'm gone. And then the next morning, obviously we had the train to go back at like 11, 12.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
You guys went back to the hotel, was all ready, and then you guys started calling me. I was still asleep at her place. And then next thing you know, obviously you're calling me and you're like, cabrón, get back here because we have to get the train. And I'm like,
yeah, we need to bounce, bro. Train's in like an hour.
And then she's next to me, and then she was obviously trying to, convince me, no, que sí. Y yo como, bueno, mami, yeah, I can't leave my boys. And they have my stuff anyways. Like, I can't leave it.
Yeah, we were carrying your bag all over the
and then she was just like, no, tell them that they can come over here and stay at mine. And I was just like, and then it was just complete silence in the phone call because you guys heard it. You guys overheard that, and I
Yeah,
know I could hear your guys looking at each other. You and Junior
we
looking at each
were, we
other
were, we were.
in the food court. You guys like in the food court, and I remember your reaction was like, nah, 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 nah. And next thing you know, you guys came through. The rest is history.
It was Nas, like we were saying Nas, but low key we were like, yo, this is not a bad idea, but it's a terrible idea, but it's not, and
yeah.
somehow it's like,
And
I
then
mean,
we stayed in that random girl's house until Monday. And I'm pretty sure there's other people. She said that there was only her in that. There was like 7 rooms in that place. And she was like,
yeah.
"Oh, everyone's on vacation." I remember hearing like noise and
I
some.
think somebody was up there. I think somebody did come down at some
They're
point,
just too scared because we were just us just taking over.
and
Dude, did you the lift?
and they just see our
You, you
dumbasses just
stained
sleeping.
you stained her rug in the living
Huh?
room with the food. You stained her rug and we covered it with the
Okay,
sofa.
I remember that. I remember, but I was sitting on it so she wouldn't find out.
And that's when you sat like a grandpa. Do you remember that you were so drunk? You're on the couch and you're like ugh. And I was like, yo.
I
Ay,
remember
Dios
that.
mío,
Yeah,
cabrón.
no, the thing is que eso era, yo creo que eso era salsa, like pizza de salsa or algo así. That shit was not coming off, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like I
yeah.
was,
That was some like kebab, like I don't know what the
whatever drunk
yeah.
food we found, it was from
What is something that you still find weird to this day that British people do from your experience in England?
Dude, people over there, I don't know if it's the ones that I met, pero la gente allá, ¿verdad? Por alguna razón, like, they can go days without taking showers. That's one of the weirdest things that people, that's commonly, like, la gente está normal con eso. Es como que, ¿cuándo
Ah,
fue la última vez
huevo,
que te
cabrón.
bañaste? Ah, el domingo.
Diablo.
Bro, it's been a week. What
Yo,
do you mean?
I'm gonna have to put in the title of this video like hot takes. Like
Yo, I'm not trying to offend nobody, pero es que la verdad, bro, la gente allá no se baña. Yo no sé qué es la que
Mm.
hay. And it's normal. It's normal. It's entirely frowned upon. Like, normally I take 3 showers a day. When I
Mhm.
started taking 3 showers over there, like, at a day over there, and obviously I was with somebody at the time, they would look at me like I was just like, like, un anormal, porque me estaba
Mhm.
bañando tanto, pero es que la gente allá they don't do that. That's the other thing too, like, I remember it was summer. I think it was one of the summers over there. Tú veías a estos gordos sin camisa por ahí
Nah,
caminando.
cabrón, pero que cuidado.
Pero es que la verdad, eso tú no lo ves acá. Por lo menos aquí, at least where I'm living at, y yo creo que hasta en PR, ni en la Sanse tú ves a tanta gente sin camisas así. Tú
Okay.
sabes, la gente andaba sin camisa por ahí, toda tirada. I'm like, yo, like, is this normal here?
Well, you
But,
say what in the sense of do you think it's because here, or at least I'm still in England, everyone. So that's why when I say here, I mean England. When he says here, he's in Orlando right now. So and then we talk about PR. So do you think that's because here there's less como body shaming and it's more accepted to be less pressure to have como un six pack y ahí por ejemplo especialmente en Orlando o Florida en general there's more like a social pressure to have a good body.
100%. I feel like over here, y por lo menos en PR, like, there's a certain type of stigma for you to, like, be in shape. And if you're not in shape, keep it to yourself.
Mm,
¿Verdad? Pero pienso que eso es algo que sí se la tengo que dar a los ingleses, like English people. They are accepting of that.
claro.
At least I didn't really see body shaming over there, like, people that I knew, or just in general. I never really saw anybody say anything bad about anybody's appearance or something like that in terms of, like, body shaming. So that is something that was entirely new to me as well. Porque normalmente, ¿verdad? Volvemos a lo mismo, PR over here in the States, you're not going to see that. And if you do
Mm,
see it, somebody's gonna call it out. Whereas over there, people, at least with that, they aren't like that. And that was I guess that's one of the culture shock. People over there are, I guess, a little bit more accepting in terms of, at least within their own people, they're
yeah.
more accepting about things like that.
Okay, interesting. What is one thing that you would, if you could go back in time and do uni again, something you would do differently? Or something that you would tell your 17-year-old self right now if you could go back?
Ooh, that's a good one. Uh, Stay focused. That's the first thing. I went over there with one goal, which was to keep playing soccer and develop myself as best as I could. Things happened along the way. I ended up being with somebody, lost complete focus of that.
See, there
And
was a point where you didn't train, you trained like
dude,
uh,
I would probably train like twice a week type shit.
twice a week, yeah.
Maybe, you know.
Once to twice a week for like a
Yeah.
year.
So definitely that's something that I would go back and do. Don't I would have never gotten into a relationship, and on top of that, just stayed focused on what I wanted to do. Because at the end, that's all I really wanted to do, and I lost kind of like sight of that. And I guess in a way, it did work out because one of those things, like cuando dejé de jugar tanto soccer, I focused more on my like studies in a way, and that's why I ended up getting my master's too. I decided to like stay for it,
Mm.
but I noticed that like I had fallen off from something that I really enjoyed and loved. Like I grew up doing that. Yo me crié jugando soccer, y así de la nada se fue.
I do remember, that reminds me, I do remember seeing you change como poco a poco
Yeah,
that first year, especially after Christmas when you got your PlayStation. After you
yeah,
got your, that combination of getting a girl and getting your PlayStation, that was when kind of como el downfall
yeah.
of
It was
you
100%.
because I remember that first year, that first 4 months we would go to training every single day together, walk every single day. And I remember the second half of that first year, it would be me and Ruben walking together to training. And I remember, and Ruben always asked, "Where's Julio?" And I was like, "Qué sé yo." Um, and I think, yeah, I would say probably the same thing too. I would be like, because I saw it firsthand, and I was like, "Diablo, mano, es que te." Because I remember that first 3 4 months, we made so many memories and stuff, and
Yeah,
then obviously you and she who shall not be named and the PlayStation. I remember Diablo, man. We haven't seen Julio in a week, and I remember
yeah,
when we did see you, Acho, you were in the pajamas of her pajamas, fucking a beer in one hand, pizza in the other hand, like coming out your
yeah, dude.
cave.
It was
Y
bad.
yo, Diablo, cabrón. And I was coming back from training, and I remember, cabrón, where were you today? Tú, no, que school, and I was doing this, and I was like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I lost like because obviously those first 4 months, like I didn't have my console or anything like that, and I wasn't dealing with nobody, so
Mm,
I found that balance between school and soccer at the same time. Pero obviamente cuando pues añadí esas dos cosas, it just tipped the whole
claro.
scale over, and ahí fue cuando todo se fue para la vaina.
Ah,
It was
okay.
it was definitely that. That's something that I would, because I don't think the obviously the console, I guess, like me play, because I take, obviously, like I've always played video games a lot, but
Mm,
that coupled with her too, that just completely tossed it. I'm
yeah.
sure if I had the console and like I kept the console, like it would have not been as bad.
I also feel like if you found a girl that was, bueno, this is not to hablar mierda de ella, pero, coño, que se joda, sí.
I mean, I don't
Eh,
care, bro.
No, I'm just saying for her sake. I just think that she was also kind of like enabling in the sense of I remember like walking in your room, she would just be in your bed, all the curtains down,
Yeah,
blacked out, and she would just be on her phone the whole day. And there would be like old food everywhere on your desk, and she would be like that, and you were playing there. And I remember walking in, I was like, Coño, como like you said with your mom growing up, when you have like a strong Latina como
yeah, yeah. I
mom that's
wasn't
always
like
on your
that.
ass.
I wasn't like that. Those first couple of months when I was living by myself, my room was always smelling nice,
Yeah, I
clean.
remember. I used to, bro. I took
You
so
used to
many
hang out in
tips.
my room all the
Yeah,
time.
I used to take so many tips from you, and I remember. Yeah, cabrón. I forgot to tell you this. You're probably one of my biggest inspirations. You'll be proud as fuck right now. If I show you this, you'll be the proudest man in the world. And this is from you, okay?
Show me, please.
You're gonna be proud. And this isn't everything. This is only the stuff I brought to London.
Okay.
There's about 20,
Oh,
24,
wow.
24 bottles in there.
Diablo, how many colognes do you do? That's crazy.
Cabrón, I am un fiebre por you.
Dude, I mean, I actually am so proud of you, bro. Cause I remember that one time you went. There was like this perfume shop right in
Yeah,
front of
yeah.
¿Cómo era que se llamaba eso?
The,
Boots. And you were
yeah.
looking for one. You were looking for one. I remember when I went with you
Acho,
to.
in the beginning when I knew nothing about colognes, I just literally just stole everything you. I remember in the taster trip, I would literally, while you were like in the shower, I would literally steal your colognes and I would put it on. I'd be like, yeah, no,
What the
this.
fuck? You just told me that shit.
I remember I would spray that motherfucker. Nah, I would spray that motherfucker like 20 times. And I went, Diablo, this smells so good. I was like, and then I took pictures of that one. I remember because you were the one of my favorite clones of all time is
Your Armani?
Armani Stronger With You.
Yeah.
And you're the reason why that was obviously, my favorite one. And because I got it from
Oh, I
you.
appreciate that, man.
And also, I don't really like it, but I remember also you're the one, but you also have the diesel.
Oh,
The diesel one a lot.
I remember the one that looked like a fist.
The fist, yeah.
Yeah, Diesel. Nah,
Yeah.
let me see what I got over here. To be honest, so all right, so I got
Okay,
this is
1
1
million.
million, 1 million elixir. This is the new one that came out. This is gold.
Yeah, the
This
gold,
is
yeah.
like the big one. I've gotten a lot of compliments off of that. And then Phantom. I don't know if you've heard of this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, Paco Rabanne.
Yeah, and
Dude,
then
I know everything about colognes now.
this one comes out every once in a while. It does.
I know,
Hermes.
Termes, yeah.
Terra del Me.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I got those.
that's
Those
an
are
OG.
gold.
That's an OG.
Yeah. So I got that one for Christmas, but the most recent one that I got was that gold one,
Hmm.
and I've gotten a lot of compliments off of that one. That one's the one that. So definitely check that one out. Yo creo que te va a gustar because one of the reasons why I wear it actually comes from Stronger With You. It kind of smells like that.
I've tried it. I've tried it. My favorite cologne of all time is Paco Rabanne 1 million Lucky, the silver one,
Oh, I
the
know what
limited
you're talking
edition one. They stopped selling it. Pero I found the dupe of it that gets like 95% closeness. Cabrón.
about. What is that?
It's do you know like Arab dupes?
Like I mean I've heard of the perfume dupes before. Yeah, like
So
eso
basically
son
it's just copies, but like at like a fraction of the price, and a lot of them are like better performance than the actual like
brand one.
brand one. And so
Yo,
this
let me
one,
let me hit the bathroom real quick.
not it.
All right, I'm back. Yo, I'm actually so proud of you, man. I did not think que like eso como que that would stick with you. Like in terms of like the perfumes, man. That's
No, no,
actually that's a core memory of England. I remember
uh-huh.
showing you.
That's one of my core memories. Every perfume I have, bro, brings back like a memory, and that's why I love. This is my favorite out of the whole thing because this is it's the dupe of the 1 million Lucky because they discontinued it. It's one of my dude. It's my favorite cologne, and it's my favorite because this right here reminds me of my first year in York, living with you, with my ex. She, Voldemort. We used to call her Voldemort because she used to be. Remember, we never said her name. No. What was? We had a nickname for her. I forgot what it was, but it was like she who shall not be named or
She
whatever.
shall not be named. I remember.
Yeah. And it
Damn, I remember that. That's crazy. You remember when we went to that Halloween like what was it? It was like this they had like a Halloween fest over
Uh-huh.
in this maze, and
Ah,
then
yeah, yeah, yeah. The haunted maze.
the haunted maze.
Ay,
Yeah,
diablo, cabrón, qué duro. Sí, 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 sí. I
yeah.
remember that. Those was good. But yeah, this one. Every time I smell it, it brings me back to the memories, and I just get hella nostalgia. Cabrón, ever since you got me into colognes, in total, I've probably bought, my collection has gone up to 200, 250 colognes.
That's
When I tell
crazy.
you I've gotten, like, when I was in Spain, every week I was going and buying like the whole Valentino line, como Born in Roma Intense, Choral Fantasy, all that good
Damn.
stuff. Cabrón, I watch so many YouTube videos on colognes and I get addicted. I get bien pompeado, como diablo. I want that next one. Let me see the bass notes. What's the dry down? What's
So
how much?
bass notes, yo. I remember, dude.
Cabrón.
If you ever get the chance, buscate Joe Malone. It's actually from London.
Okay.
Joe Malone. They're expensive, but
No, no, no,
they're
no. I'll
not,
find the dupe. I'll find the dupe. Don't worry.
dude. They're not the typical like they like I'm talking like grapevine. Like they smell like that, but tú dices como que diablo. Like how does this even like smell like good? Trust me, Joe Malone's actually really good. Definitely check it out.
Diablo.
No promo to
Okay.
them, but Joe Malone is
Shout out
actually
to about to say I'm gonna have to put their put their YouTube
just
here.
put the promo in there.
Ah, okay. No, no, no. See, see.
Damn, I actually didn't think you got into that. That's actually wow, yo. See that? Yeah, that's actually
Respect.
pretty nostalgic because I remember showing you the ones that I had.
Yeah, I would
And
not. Without you knowing, I would steal your shit. No, but we were talking about no, that first year and how you kind of. I remember we used to hang out in your room, and I used to like. I was saying about your ex. She was kind of like an enabler in a
enabling,
sense.
yeah.
She had a similar lifestyle, and she was just. And I remember walking in like before you guys were together. Your room was always clean. You put the ese como el líquido ese
The
the
diffusers. I
diffuser
mean,
on the
dude,
rug. Yeah. See,
like
and I remember you used to take the oil and you would put it on the rug, and I remember,
and put it on
yeah, I
the
don't know.
rug, bro. There's all over the place. There's in my house. It's all over them.
Hey, hey,
Yeah, yeah.
qué
And I mean,
duro.
to this day, I get compliments about it. Like people come into my house. I mean, certain people have come into my house, and anytime they've come in, they're like, "Yo, like your house is always clean. It always smells good. This is probably one of the cleanest places I've been in," and that's something that I always just like pride myself in. Because I mean,
Claro,
at the end of the day, es tu casa, ¿me entiendes? O sea,
hey,
tú no puedes estar todo
todo
regado.
igual. Sí, sí,
Because
sí.
that just starts reflecting on in your head too. Si tú estás
Uh,
regado, también tu cabeza está regada, ¿me entiendes?
claro, that's
So
what they always say, that if you want to, was it clear space, clear mind.
exactly.
Hey,
So
and I remember, but yeah, you can see exactly what you said, because then once you started like settling down with her, and just I would walk in and everything, and she was just there, and it was complete pitch black, and you were playing competitive COD, obsessed with Black Ops 4, and I remember, and she was just there, and I was like, Diablo, nena, pero ven acá, que tú quieres like, you want a guy like that, like you're okay with your man just kind of. Uh, I remember we had a conversation. I remember Ruben, because Ruben was always putting his nose into stuff.
Ruben was always sneaking in, bro.
He was always asking. He would ask her like, what do you think about him spending all this time, and Fortnite? You were also obsessed with Fortnite.
Yeah.
What do you think about all this time him putting in things? She was like, no, okay. Whenever he's not playing, he gives me attention, and so that's fine. And qué sé yo. And I remember thinking like, diablo, pero. No sé, and I remember thinking it was not a good growing environment, like a growing
Nah, it
relationship. She
wasn't.
wasn't
It was
pushing you to be a better person.
no. Uh,
But
I mean, low key, yeah, that's something that I would have completely avoided. I would have,
if you could go back.
yeah, yeah, 100%. And I mean, I guess sometimes it does cross my mind. Like, I hope that, like, I would have wished that, like, you guys would have just, like, I don't know, just punched the shit out of me and just been like, yo, like, what are you doing? Because it would have definitely woken me up. But hey, sometimes you gotta go through these things to just,
No, definitely,
you
definitely.
know what I
Yeah, but
mean?
I was there during the breakup. I remember that was a fun time.
Yeah, that was crazy. But my room did end up going back to what how it was before.
Claro.
So that's how I knew that that was the right thing to happen. And I mean, it
Yo,
did get better over time too, but it got better mostly because I wasn't spending as like. Yeah, she would like stay around, but no era tanto tiempo like at the beginning.
yeah.
That's how I slowly started getting back into it. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't. I never really got to the same point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. And let's talk. So now let's talk about culture shocks, but more specifically. So now that you've lived in three different places or three different countries, what would you say the differences are between each one?
I mean, Jesus. Definitely how receiving people are.
Mm.
So back home, I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's because I'm from there or it's just how I grew up. But people back home always siempre te reciben con las manos abiertas. Doesn't matter
Claro.
where you're from. People are brought up with a certain type of, I guess, integrity
Yeah.
that a lot of people outside, or at least in Estados Unidos, especially England, they don't really reciprocate it that way.
Mm.
I remember when we came over there, you and me. I mean, they didn't really, I guess, like us that much, and we
No,
didn't
yeah.
really do anything at all.
Yeah.
But whereas I'm sure if they would come over to our country or where we're from, it doesn't matter where you're from, we would still treat you with a certain type of degree to respect, I guess. So I definitely feel that's one of the things how receiving people are to foreign experiences, if you want to call it that way. At damn, let me think of another one because I remember that was definitely the biggest one. People didn't really like us over there for some reason. Um, and I'd say yeah, just the values and integrity. I've met a lot of morally poor and integrally poor people over the past couple of years, and like, dude, like I've never met people like that back home, like ever. And I spent
Mm.
17 years over there. I met a lot of people over there. I built my life over there. I grew up over there. Nunca conocí a gente que le faltaba tanta integridad y, ¿verdad? Pocos valores, like
Claro.
things that I would hold up in high regard are seen completely as disposable over here,
Mm.
especially over here and in England. Tú
Mm.
sabes, uno, por ejemplo, yo, like, if es que la manera en como, like, for example, people, at least over here, that's one thing that I've learned. People see people here as replaceable. Everybody's just a number to everybody else.
Okay.
Whereas I guess that you can be a number in certain types of things. For example, in your job, you're just another number. You are doing a work that somebody else can come in and I guess replace. You,
I
you get what
gotcha.
I'm saying? Pero aquí la gente se ve como otro número. Es como que, pues tú eres reemplazable, tú eres esto, tú eres lo otro.
Uh.
Even whether that be friendships, I guess yeah, friendships, relationships, whatever you want to call it. People don't really hold people with high regard anymore, or at least
Yeah.
over here they don't. So that's been a big culture shock, I guess.
Oh wow. Yeah, I completely agree. I think there's nothing like that kind of como warmth like the island gives you, when especially when you
Yeah,
come down and everyone's just trying to help you and there's no como bad intentions. Um,
that's the word, warmth.
yeah, cabrón. Here the other day, yesterday, I was on the train and on the underground here, there was a girl who I was on the phone como así, and then in my peripheral vision, I see a girl drop her phone on the ground, and I'm like, I don't think anything of it. But then, como 5 seconds passed, and she didn't reach down and pick it up, and I thought, well, that's weird. And then I look up to see what she was doing. She's staring at me, eyes wide open, blank face, like she just seen a ghost. She drops the other thing in her arm, her
So you
other
can go
hand.
pick it up.
No, she drops the other thing in her hands immediately too, and then just completely falls backwards and collapses,
Wait,
like a 29-year-old girl, and she like collapses como así, and then her mouth and her eyes are open the whole time. And when I see that, I'm like, que puñeta. And then next thing you know, I'm starting to think she's gonna start foaming at the mouth, because when she collapsed, immediately she went like this to cover her heart. So I thought she was having either a stroke and como un infarto, no sé, como.
Yeah,
And then
something clear
so
going well with that.
actual, and then I'm like looking around. No, but everyone's looking at her, but nobody's helping. Nobody does anything, and so I
Yeah.
immediately, cabrón, que I've obviously for coaching and everything. My mom's a doctor, so I know some. I'm first aid certified, but I'm not. Don't put me in a situation where I have to save a life, because everyone wants to be a hero until you're in that situation.
Until you're in that
You feel
situation.
more of a burden than, ¿me entiende? Como you're not thinking, when you're in that situation, you're not thinking, oh, I'm gonna save a life. You're thinking more, if I do something wrong, she's gonna die, and it's gonna be my
And it's gonna be on you.
Yeah. So I'm just like, so obviously that's why I didn't want to. Como, hopefully I was like, when we're in London, a bunch of people. Surely there's a nurse or someone that knows what they're doing more than me. Nobody does anything. So I immediately grab her leg, start putting her in the recovery position. As I'm doing that, she just gets up. She like jumps up, and she just like gets in the corner. She's like, "What happened? What happened? What happened?" And I'm like, "Okay, okay. What do you mean what happened? You just
She
completely."
blacked out.
Yeah, she just blacked out. And I remember thinking, Diablo mano. It's like everyone talks about that in New York. There's that famous thing that if you die on the streets of New York or collapse on the streets of New York, the people just walk over you. And I saw like firsthand a glimpse of that here in London, like that kind of fast paced, no one cares, you're just another number type of culture. And it was just a huge eye opening experience for me.
Yeah. Nah, and then I fully agree with you, dude. I feel like everybody's just so self centered, and I feel like at least again over here, people, if you display any sort of kindness or I guess being genuine in a way, like si tú quieres ayudar a alguien, people always think that you're doing it to get something out of them, or like you're doing it with your hand behind
Yeah.
your back.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, dude, like that's just the way that I was raised. Like those are the values that I was born, well, not born, but raised with. If you
Mm.
see somebody in need, if you see somebody, with their head down, and you don't know what people are going through.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes all it takes is just to, maybe just say hi to somebody or just make sure they're all right, because you just never know. But I feel like people just don't care about that anymore, or at least over here in
No, no,
England,
I
they,
think
they
it's
really
more of
do.
like a definitely like a Western world type thing. Because even when I was in Colombia, they always had the people who were trying to sell stuff on the street and everything, and they would always obviously go into touristy areas. The only time I saw people buy stuff from those street vendors were other Colombianos, like the locals.
The locals.
Yeah, I never saw como un gringo comprando nada, nada,
Yeah.
nada, nada.
No, pero no, no, es todo para ellos. I guess you can keep that mentality to certain things, but once you start projecting into
Yeah,
that, or into every aspect of your life, dude, I honestly, I don't know how people do it, bro.
it's a long
Like,
day. It's a long day.
yeah.
Describe PR, England, and USA only using one word for each.
Jesus. Okay. Uh, so PR, home,
Uh-huh.
always gonna be home. Um, England, I would say growth.
Okay.
England's growth, and the U.S. is, I guess, opportunity. I guess opportunity. I guess opportunity.
Diablo,
That
cabrón.
would be the U.S. Yeah, that would be those three: home,
Muchacho.
growth, opportunity. And don't get me
So,
wrong, it's not about the American dream or anything like that. But
huh.
I guess the way that I see it is, I've put all the things that I've learned in England and obviously in PR. I'm putting them to use. I've refined everything, all those life experiences, and this is where I'm at right now. And opportunities are slowly starting to open up for me because I've learned all of those things. and because I went through all those things, so I guess that would be the opportunity aspect of it. PR, well, home, always gonna be home. My family's over there. Mamá está allá. Yo me crié allá. Y pues Inglaterra, pues aprendí todo lo que tenía que aprender por allá y, like, tú sabes.
Qué duro.
Yeah.
Which place do you prefer?
Casa,
Okay, that was pretty easy.
100%. Yeah.
Claro.
Even as much as I might go off about it y me quejo de que pues la luz se va cada rato. Yeah, because it's true,
Luma,
bro.
Luma, baby.
Luma, Luma, bro, that's terrible. Like, mi amistad se le va la luz a cada rato. Yo estoy jugando con
Ajá.
ellos y de la nada se tumban y digo, pero mira que diablo pasó. Ah, se me fue la luz. Se me fue la luz, se me fue la luz. Por más que me
Siempre.
queje de mi isla, al final del día, tú sabes, there's no place like home. There's
Ajá.
really no place like home.
Okay. And do you see yourself living in PR in the future?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you see yourself dying there?
probably. My long-term plan would be I want to like retire or at least buy a house back home. I want to have a house back home. Y esa puede
Complicado.
ser,
Complicado en
well,
estos días. En estos días,
yeah,
cabrón, complicado.
yeah. Depende, ¿verdad? Del área, pero me gustaría tener una
Claro.
casa por allá. Pero ya eso sería más
¿En
cuando ya
Dorado o
estoy
qué?
como en Dorado.
Hey, con Jake y Logan Paul.
Ah, fuck out of here, bro.
El gallo de
Por-
Dorado.
no, no, una casita por, pero sería una casita como like a retreat. Tú sabes, donde yo puedo llevar a mi familia. That's the sort of house I want to have. Yo quiero tener una casa donde, qué sé yo, ¿verdad? Si Dios me bendice con eso y tengo hijos después. It's
Mm.
a house that I can always take my kids to, or my wife to, and be like, yo, we're a little bit far, pero esto es lo que es Puerto Rico, ¿me entiendes? No estamos en la
Sí,
capital. Esto,
sí, sí, sí,
this is
sí,
what it
sí.
looks like. This is
Con los
where
jíbaros y
where
todo.
the beaches that I used to surf at. My family lives over here. Eso es lo que me gustaría tener, una casa. Y
Ok.
para ese tiempo pues ya estaría retirado, ¿me entiendes?
Mm.
So, probably die over there.
Favorite PR food?
Mofongo. Pero un
Okay.
mofongo, un mofongo relleno de churrasco.
Yeah.
Y salsa criolla, al ajiano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Least favorite PR food that everyone loves.
Pasteles. Yeah. I don't like them. I've never liked them. Man. I've tried eating them. No.
Yeah, no, that's
Eso y la morcilla.
okay.
La morcilla. Esa vaina de estar, like, that blood sausage, is it what they call it?
Sí, sí, sí.
No, la morcilla es asquerosa, brother. Eso jamás y nunca. Jamás y
Okay.
nunca. La
Um,
ensalada de papas también, esa vaina de estar metiéndole
Coño, pero
mayonesa.
I just said one and you're going off
Bro,
right
because
now.
there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them.
You've always been a picky eater, innit?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Picky
yeah,
eater.
yeah. I don't
Still
know.
am to this day.
Um, let's talk now. Let's talk about the girls.
Yeah. All right.
Tell me, ven acá. Háblame claro. What is, in your experience, the difference? Well, describe the girls from England, PR, and United States. Each one. Let's go England first.
A mess. That's the best way that I can describe them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I mean, not all of them, but a good percentage of them. They're just, I don't know. I, that's the word. Le falta carácter.
Ooh.
I guess the
Okay, now we're
character
getting
that
now we're getting somewhere.
yeah, the character that you are raised with and you see when you're growing up for so long,
Ajá, le
and you
faltan
go out and
sazón,
see
como, ¿sabes?
el,
Como.
el sazón, exacto, el carácter, le falta carácter. Una mujer puertorriqueña, una mujer hispana, no te va a venir con la misma vaina que te va a venir con, like, an English girl is not gonna come at you the same way that a Hispanic girl.
Sí, le falta sazón.
You know, like the intensity of it.
Yeah.
El sazón, if you want to call it that way too. El carácter, ellos no tienen carácter. Allá la gente es bien blandita.
Bien
Mientras que
boring.
una mujer, ya, una mujer puertorriqueña o hispana o de Latinoamérica, they're just entirely different.
Okay.
En cuestión,
Pero, okay, así que ven acá. Then why do you prefer, if you have a blonde white girl from England versus a typical body, which one are you going with?
no, that's different because my type of blondes, they're not English blondes. They're not English blondes.
Okay.
I mean, there's a couple of them, but it doesn't matter. Like if you put a chick like a blonde chick from Norway, you're from
Okay.
which I've seen before.
Uh huh.
I've shaken my hand there. You can call it that.
Mm.
And an English girl, like a blonde English girl, I'll take the chick from Norway anytime. Pero una body y una chamaquita de Inglaterra, obviamente me llevo a la chamaca de Puerto Rico, claro que sí.
Okay.
Pues no es lo mismo. No es ese tipo de rubias las que a mí me gustan.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
you
y
should have
es
came.
lo mismo con las gringas también. Las gringas, tú me pones una gringa rubia aquí y una rubia de Puerto Rico, yo me voy a llevar a la de Puerto Rico, claro que sí. Y
Okay.
te lo digo yo porque conozco rubias de allá de Puerto Rico, rubias naturales, no de farmacia. No de farmacia, son rubias, rubias, rubias de
Ajá.
PR y eso no es lo mismo, tú no puedes comparar eso, claro que no.
Claro, porque they have that, ese sazón, pero at the same time, and they're unique, too.
Por eso, mientras que todas las rubias de aquí, they all do the exact same stuff, talk the same way.
Tell the public, the viewers, what's your favorite word when describing?
The cookie cutters, bro. They're all cookie cutters, man. They're all cut from the same cloth. It's so
Uh-huh.
boring. Like I talked to one of these, and the next thing I'm like, hold on a second, wasn't I talking to you 5 minutes ago? And it's a totally different person. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
crazy. Mientras que
Okay.
eso es algo que sí te puedo dar. Siempre una mujer, por lo menos de Puerto Rico, they're always gonna be different. All of them.
Ven acá, what's the difference in your experience between una gringa from the United States, una gringa or a gringa from England?
That's a very good question.
Who has more character? Oh.
None of them.
Yeah,
Diablo.
yeah, man.
Yo diría una rubia de aquí, pero tiene que depender de dónde la criaron. You have to be where
Say claro, because you're in the South.
exactly, exactly. Whereas like a northern blonde, I don't think it'll be the same way.
I'm
Por lo
saying a
menos,
girl, cabrón, a girl from Illinois, Wyoming, no me importa. Like, just put, one of those. And one from. Eh,
Alabama,
no, from England, from.
Sheffield.
Doncaster.
uh, I'll take the one like más que tiene carácter, the one
Uh,
from Doncaster. One I think so.
oh, yeah.
100%. Because,
So,
bro, like, it's funny that you mentioned Illinois because I remember I was going out with this chick and she was studying in Tampa. Y una de sus mejores amigas era de algún pueblo de la puñeta
uh,
in Illinois. And it was exactly what you were mentioning, man. Like, like, I would look at that girl and I'm just like, brother, ¿en qué mundo criaron a esta mujer? Like, it's so, es tan blando. ¿Me
sí.
entiendes? So, definitivamente diría que la de ella tiene más carácter. Es que esa es
Okay.
la cosa, bro. Las europeas son diferentes. Tú me vas a decir a mí que una española es lo mismo que.
Pero vamos a ver.
O una italiana.
Uh,
The Middle Eastern ones, yo he conocido a par de iraquíes.
sir, sí, tan buena, tan buenísima.
Brother, eso es otro tipo de calibre. That's a different type of
Muchacho,
caliber, man.
verdad. I have a weak spot for Latinas and Arab girls.
Bueno, pero latinos eso porque, pues, pero, that's because we are, ¿me entiendes?
Sí,
We're
sí,
always gonna have
pero
a weak spot for them. Pero las
eh,
por lo menos Middle Easterns, bro, like I've
there's
met
some.
Lebanese girls.
Mhm. What was it like? Porque obviamente yo me imagino que when you first went over to England, and obviously now you can say that all the English girls are como cookie cutters, the bland, whatever. But that's because you've already had like a good experience with them. when you first went over to England and it was kind of your first time, and I imagine like it's kind of like no, say when I was here, and you would know when you start talking English with American accent, you're like, oh, like I've always wanted to be with an American guy, like Hollywood and the movies and whatever. And I feel like for you, it might have been like the same, but reversed. Like, ooh, like an English girl with an accent, like, ooh, that'll be sexy. What was your kind of first impressions and yeah, what was your first impression of the English girls and your dating world and experience in England as a Latino?
Uh, Damn, there was this one girl I really, really liked, and it was actually, I mean, they weren't bad experiences at all. I mean, obviously, I was with this person for most of the time that I was over there, but there was a period between before I got with her and after I got with her, which I went out with multiple, I guess, or not went out, but I guess I hung around with a couple of girls over from England.
Like before you got with
And
her. Oh, okay, I got
yeah, so like that was in like January, so that 4 period, I guess that I don't really have anything to say bad about them, but
No,
it
it's
was
not bad,
definitely.
but what was your first kind of going? You landed in England. Did you feel like you were in? Did you feel like you had an advantage because of
Oh
your
yeah, one hundred
background?
percent, 100%, one hundred
Uh,
percent. I did. I 100% felt like I had an advantage. I
okay.
mean, bro, I had people coming up to me asking me like where Puerto Rico was. Is it in Brazil?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
this?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
it that? I'm like, damn, these people actually don't really know where I'm from. One that I mean, dude, like that already cuts out half of the people that you're going up against. Like
Yeah.
just being foreign and from a place they don't even know, and you speak Spanish. Like all you needed to do was just speak a little bit of Spanish. And people are like, oh my god, like where is that? Where's that accent from? Puerto Rico. Where is that? Don't worry about
Okay.
it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like it definitely didn't had an advantage for me 100%.
Okay. And what was your and what were you saying? It wasn't bad, but like, what was
No, it wasn't bad. It was definitely not something that I was used to though. I feel like girls over there are really direct. Like direct in the way that like there's no like eso es lo que te estaba diciendo, like back home las mujeres como que no es que no sean directas, pero hay cierto tipo de clase que tienen
Mm.
y I guess they can go a little bit slower when it comes to things, and I guess los valores les importa más, o por lo menos yo he conocido a muchas mujeres de verdad de casa que no son así, no son
Mm.
directas, las mujeres con las que yo me crié no eran así.
Mm.
Whereas I would go out and you saw it too, girls would come up to you and just, I don't know, it was just sometimes a little bit too much, and that's something that
Hey, see, especially in the nightlife, especially when they're
yeah,
drunk.
yeah, yeah. It's something that I was not used to
I
at
th-
all. I
do
didn't think
yeah.
it was.
Do you remember our
I didn't think that was normal. I didn't think that was normal. One hundred
do,
percent.
do you remember our first experiences going out Halloween night when I when I dressed up as Santa and you we both messed up because you dressed up as a zombie and you only had a ripped shirt and it was cold as hell outside. So
Oh, I remember
you
that.
were cold as hell on the way to the club. I dressed up as Santa and I thought, with a ripped shirt in the middle of October, they got it. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna put on sweatpants under my Santa suit. And
I
I was
remember that.
chilling on the way to the club. Once we got in the club, I was hot as hell.
I was chilling, bro. I was
Yeah, so
chilling.
we were the opposite. And I remember, diablo, mano. I still have the. I'm. Ooh, I don't know if I'm. I got videos of that first night we went out in Kuda or whatever. Remember that one girl that we were both with the. She was standing up that we were both obsessed with.
I remember her, Amelia.
Was that?
Amelia,
Is that the same one that?
a brunette.
She had like big white shoes.
Yeah, Amelia.
How do you know her? How do you remember her name?
Cause I have her on Snapchat still.
Is that the one that you still have to streak with?
No, 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 no. That's Ellie. That's no, no, no. Amelia, Amelia. Nah, she's been with that guy, bro. Remember, we kept trying to talk to her, and she was like, "Oh, like I'm gonna really." She's still with that guy. To this day, she's still with that guy.
To this day.
To this day. She's still. I remember her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Amelia.
I have the video, and it's us going crazy, bro.
Uh, she was in like a group of like three girls, right, or something like that. She wasn't by herself.
Yeah. She was in the group,
Yeah, I remember that.
and you were.
Damn, I can't believe I
Mira.
actually went out with like a ripped shirt, bro. I must have been freezing.
Dude, look at this. This is us.
Oh, I remember. Yo, I remember when. Oh my god, dude, I remember that. Please take that off. Please take that away. Please take that away.
Ay, Dios. Ah, mira, cabrón. Wait, this is you. Remember, this is when you were in the, like, drunk as hell on the sofa, and you were like, hey, recording, and I was getting down, bro.
I remember that.
And she's in the
I
background.
remember
She's in the background.
that.
That's her.
Oh shit, was that her?
Yeah.
Wow.
God.
I understand it. I understand why we were
And I remember just seeing you, and you're like, hey.
Damn, that was that. Yeah, those are the nights, man, when we used to drink. What was it, Fireball? I think
That
it
was
was.
Sebastian brought the fireball, and he was obsessed with that fireball shit, bro. That shit was. I hate it. No, we did the Smirnoff. We got the big. We remember we used to go to that like dollar store, and we get the big.
What's the name of that?
I forgot that blue store.
I remember. Okay, you could get those things for like $2.
$2, and we just. That's so much sugar.
No, what was it? We used to shake it because it was. We used to shake the crap out of those things.
Oh my god, oh, we used to
They
shake
were
it
busy.
so we could just down it.
We
were a hood.
down it, bro.
We were a hood. The VKs too at the club. We used to drink them VKs.
VKs.
The Blue Fountain of Youth. I remember we used to call it the Blue Fountain of Youth.
Oh, yo, what? That was at. Was it Stonegate or you remember that weird bar? That weird bar that like all the weirdos used to go to, but they used to do this like triple blue or thing or whatever it was.
That was the night. That was also the
story.
night. That was the famous night.
There were a lot of famous nights.
No, but this one's famous night for me. This was my famous night. My famous. Como.
Is that when you met her?
Cagada. No.
Oh.
That was the video.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
We got like Long Island iced teas at Revs, and then you guys brought me to that place with the blue shits.
And then we went. I remember that thing that went down. That happened in Jolu.
Yeah,
that happened in Jolu.
That was in Jolu with the zombies too. That was in Jolu when we had the zombies.
Wow!
And I got home with them. I had a button-up shirt, and at the end of the night, all the buttons ripped off.
You know, I still have a video of that, right?
Well, yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't. Anyways.
Wow.
But I was saying that like, on your point of the girls, yeah, in England, it's not that they don't have como, it's not that like sinvergüenza, sino.
No, yo no diría que eso.
No, es que when they're more como loose, no sé, like you said, there's less integrity que. I remember I brought up the night of Halloween because I remember, I don't know if you remember because you were destroyed, but we went up to these two girls. One was like really struggling. She was just like waving or whatever, like, you know, just standing like this. And two girls, you started talking to a friend. I started talking to the girl that was like struggling to stand up, basically. And I asked her, I was like, genuinely, I was like, are you okay? Like, you know, have you had much to drink? Or are you like this because you're drunk or you had something else? She kind of just looked at me and then just started making out with me, started kissing me.
I don't remember that.
De una.
But I'm sure, 100%, I'm sure it happened too, because I saw it happen to you more than once.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't the only time it happened.
Yeah, and I was just like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, I'm just, you know, I was trying to help you, and It just felt, and I was like, to find a serious girl was really hard, and then but it was really kind of like a lot of those kind of experiences. Like even the Leeds trip, that the whole Leeds trip was because of an experience like that, and I was thinking like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand the culture here. I don't understand it.
I don't. I guess it's. I guess that whole thing is like degraded, dude. Like I feel like people used to raise like our fathers, our parents weren't raised the same way. My mom wasn't raised the same way.
Mm.
I guess over there it just became I don't know what happened.
You
I'm
think it's because
guessing
here it's more like liberal in the sense of like people can express themselves more, and
100%,
because of that
100%.
they like to have fun more. I guess you could say
Yeah,
they don't take it as
100%.
serious.
And if you want to think, if you want to take it that way, I mean, look at the Western society, how it's like turned out to be. You know,
Yeah.
everybody's liberal, and you know, I mean, I'm not saying I have anything against it. I'm not going to get into politics in this room, so we'll be here until tomorrow. But definitivamente pienso que la manera que la sociedad Western se ha developed es más liberal y por eso es que te vas a encontrar, I guess, más nenas así, ese
Coño, when I
comportamiento.
said liberal, I didn't mean the politics. I meant liberal as in the.
No, pues por eso, like, la manera en que
Ah,
se crían.
sí, 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 más
Yeah, yeah,
como más
es más
open.
laid back.
Sí,
It's more laid back.
literal.
Yeah, y eso se ha convertido más normal.
Claro,
That's it.
claro,
Y
claro.
no, 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 I wasn't talking about politics. Era más como que pues la gente ahora es más laid back. People are
Sí,
more laid back. Y
es
I guess que
más,
la
mucho
gente
más
pues ya no.
accepting y todo.
Exactly, la gente,
Ajá,
if you want to call it that way. Y por eso es que pues esas cosas pasan. I guess it's more normal.
claro.
Definitivamente pienso que eso.
Final two questions or final two things. I asked
Yeah,
this one to all my guests. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
good question. I have thought about it. Um, right now, currently with my job that I'm at, I really do enjoy it, and I do think that I have the possibility of making, if not a career with this company, I could definitely gain some experience to move outside of Orlando or travel. But in the next 5 years, I would like to see myself either in Europe, somehow get back to Europe, or outside of Florida to a state that I've never been to. I'm open to most states, but I think one thing that I haven't really experienced that a lot, I'm seeing that a lot of people my age are experiencing is they have the ability to travel. They've always been traveling. They're seeing new
Mm.
places, whereas it's not that I haven't had the opportunity to. It's more the fact that like as soon as I got out of college, man, like all I do is just yo empecé a trabajar. Yo llevo trabajando desde que salí de la universidad, so no he tenido el tiempo para empezar a viajar todas, ¿verdad? Todo.
A janguear por ahí, sí.
No, no, I haven't had that, dude. Like that, I barely go out. Like yo no salgo para estar jangueando como hacíamos antes. Lo que hago es trabajar y
Mm,
ya está. Pero gracias a eso pues tengo lo que tengo ahora. So I would
claro.
definitely like to see myself in Europe in the next 5 years. Si me quedo aquí, si me quedo aquí en Estados Unidos en los próximos 5 años, definitely would have a house. I want to have a house.
No, so you want to settle down, settle down.
Yeah, yeah. Like si me quedo aquí en Estados Unidos, I see myself getting a mortgage in the next 5 years, 100%. And that'll be possible because of where if I do progress the way that I'm thinking I'm going to progress in in the company that I'm working for, and what's already been told to me, probably could do a mortgage, get my own house, and settle down. What? How old am I? I'm 24. 5 years, I'm going to be 29. I mean, yo, if God blesses me, yo quería ser un papá cuando tenía 27. I wanted to be a dad by the age I was 27, 20. I don't want to be an old dad. I want my kid to, yo quiero que mi hijo me diga, papá, vamos a hacer un deporte, al parque, vamos a jugar esto, vamos a jugar lo otro. And I don't want
Mm,
my kid to be like, yo, like, my knee's busted, like, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Yo quería
yeah,
ser un papá, no joven, porque you're not that young, but you're not that deep into it either. I always thought between 27 to 30, I would like to have a kid. If God blesses me with one, so be it. That's what I would see myself in the next 5 years happening if everything goes into plan.
Mira para allá. Okay.
But I definitely want to travel the world. I need to do a little bit more traveling, and plan A would be Europe.
Final message to the audience, something you want them to remember you by.
Remember me by. Okay. What is this like a serious one, or it could be a joke?
Whatever you
Because
want it to be.
I could go. All right. So um, that's something that I've always stuck with and always, I guess, taken to everything that I do in life, new experiences, friendships, work, whatever it is. Just be genuine. People
Mm.
always will remember that. Especially nowadays, you don't really run into a lot of genuine people. Always lead with what you feel is right, but make sure that people remember you for how genuine you were and how good, whether that be your job, how good like you did your job, how good you handled a friendship, how good you handled a relationship with somebody else. People always will remember a good impact. I always try to leave the best impact that I can with whoever it is that I meet, because most people. I mean, when was the last time somebody left a huge impact in you, and you
Mm.
still remember it? You still remember it to this day.
Yeah.
It's probably been a while. You don't run into that many people. So always try to leave an impact with somebody. A
Bueno.
good one.
Julio, la pasé, cabrón. It was definitely one of the funniest episodes I've had yet. Hopefully the audience got a bit of the Puerto Rican vibe, the Puerto Rican kind of
Eso
laid
espero yo.
backness. Nah, definitely we'll have to do another one, talk about
Yeah,
whatever.
100%.
Um,
Y todavía
bro,
falta ese viaje de Colombia, pero eso lo vamos a hablar en
a
otro.
diablo, pero
Eso lo vamos a hablar en
eso es
otro.
en Patreon, en Patreon. You have
Eso va a estar, eso es suscripción.
if you guys,
Eso es
if you,
solamente por suscripción.
see,
You only
see,
get
that's gotta be a
2%
paywall
access.
behind that because that's finna be crazy.
Nah, we actually need to, and you need to vlog that. You
Hell
need to
yeah.
vlog it. You need to vlog it. I
I
can
think
guarantee you, y'all watching this. If this guy vlogs that trip when I go with him to Colombia, ustedes van a tener tremendo fucking video que van a. Confía, se lo estoy diciendo, lo
tremendo
van a tener.
contenido, tremendo
Tremendo contenido que van a tener ahí, eso te lo puedo decir yo.
our future plans is to bring the group back. So we Julio, Ruben, y yo, a little three-way, and then we can talk about
I haven't
our
spoken to Ruben in a minute.
we can talk about life updates, nostalgic stories, fights. Because you and Ruben have a lot of those.
I was going through my head. I know immediately, as soon as I get into the call, I'm somehow gonna end up in an argument with this guy. Hey, yo, it's all love though. That's the thing. It's all love. Like there's never been beef,
It's
but for some
never
reason I
been me.
always find myself slapping my head over this guy.
Yeah. And that's hopefully you guys look out for that because that'll be the funniest thing in the world. But yeah, hopefully Julio, you enjoyed it.
I 100% did. I'm glad that I was able to do this with you. I haven't spoken to you in a minute too, so
So it was good to catch
de
up.
verdad como me dio like happiness, que
Sí,
pude
sí.
catch up with you and just hablar de cosas
Igualmente.
viejas. Pues, at the end of the day,
Igualmente, guys.
those experiences pretty much shaped who we are, I guess.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.